Well, good evening, lads, lasses, and you non-binary folk. How are we all feeling tonight? Isn't this rare? I'm 2 minutes early. Would you look at that? I'm not fashionably late this time. I'm spectacularly early. No matter what I am, I'm still the best thing. Bit of an arrogant start, but... Ooh. Ah, that was quick. Hey, card box. Bruh, ayo to you two. I am feeling early today, and look, I'm even standing up my full height. Well, too bad. I'm here now. I was watching a video, perfectly 15 minutes long, and you ruined it. Well, that's just what I'm here to do. I'm here to come inside and tell you to stop playing your online video games, or to pause your video games so you can help me move the couch or something. Like old granddads do. Ah, come over here. I need your help with something. Maybe that was just my grandfather. But, oh, just phased out for a moment, sorry. But yes, more Dead Space. More Dead Space indeed. Has anyone caught the question? How are we all doing? We all feeling good? If you're feeling good, great. If you're feeling terrible, well, my heart goes out to you. My cold, cold, jaded heart goes out with that classic phrase, thoughts and prayers. Ah, Douglas Gaming. The new name? No, have I ever played the Dark Cloud series for TS2? No, I have not. I don't even know that name. I'll have to look it up. Good to see you, Douglas Gaming. How are you feeling? But we are here to play the terrifying, the frightful, giddy. Oh, at least you're excited. But yes, we're here to play the frightful, the terrifying. Well, it's the third time we're doing it, but Dead Space. And I am giddy too. What's everyone's, addiction-furthering drink for tonight? Whether it be a sugar addiction, a water addiction, or an alcohol addiction. What is everyone drinking tonight? I've got here a guava. Oh, hello, Tiberian. Oh, everyone's turning up on time today. Goodness. Good evening, Tiberian, and good morning to you. How are you feeling? Just about to talk about the cocktail I've brought tonight. No, it's not much of a topic of interest for you, but I've got whiskey and water is it's a good one. Whiskey and water is a good one. I've been getting more into mixing drinks recently. I've built up quite the collection. Good, you feeling good? Tonight I have guava, brewed by Bundaberg. Guava, some kind of guava soda, I've forgotten. Brewed guava soda. Plus, just a bit of, Captain Morbin Tropical. I had before this limoncello and shochu in this guava, and that was quite good as well. It's probably better than this one. I do like the shochu and the limoncello. A bit less limoncello, though, next time. But, I should jump over to the gaming screen, shouldn't I? And just sit here talking about alcohol the whole time. Straight was too much for me as I got older. It's tough to keep up with that sort of thing. That's why I've diversified a bit. Thank you. I do. I have a lot of interesting mixes. You go back through. I usually start my streams by talking about what I'm drinking that night. The night streams, at least. So you can go find some very strange drinks I've made. Frangelico, lime, soda, shochu? I think? No. Mead, Frangelico, lime, and soda, I believe. With mint. That was a strange one. But let me jump over the game. And hopefully it'll actually pick up the thing. Where are we going? Right, it's 4 AM where I am. Yes. You may not be able to tell. My accent may be deceiving, because I speak like this. But I am Australian. So it may be 4 AM where you are, but it is currently 7:18 where I am. Oh, hello, Uber. Good, it's popped up. Wonderful. But yes, it is quite late in the evening. Well, early in the evening for me. Late for an old fella like me, though. Ugh. My bones are sore and my back is sore. I don't know why I do this to myself sometimes. Ugh. Okay, let us continue. Beautiful, Mr. Oh goodness, is this game out louder? Do tell me if everything sounds fine. If my voice is loud enough. If they get... couldn't sleep, to be honest. That seems to be a very common trait amongst those who come visit this stream. A very common trait indeed. But yes, tell me if the sound is fine. My voice is not too quiet. If the game's not too quiet. Yeah, that's right. I've run out of bloody ammo for everything, haven't I? Oop, that was something. Audio log. Seems good? Wonderful. I have live fucking... Where were we? We're partway through a chapter, when I ended last time, wasn't I? So I'm actually forgotten what we're doing.
He trusts me, Dr. Kite. He puts his life in my hands. He knows
spot on.
Understands what
Wonderful.
I'm doing.
Find the chemicals.
The forehead.
Ah, yes, that's right. Life support system is being contaminated. I'd forgotten, but I've remembered now. Oh, we've got a crazy doctor. Wonderful. There always is one, isn't there? Can't have a bloody monstrous infection in outer space without some idiot going mad and trying to turn everyone into flayed eagles on the ceiling like Event Horizon. I went and looked at clips of Event Horizon after we mentioned it last stream. I always remember that movie is more psychological. You're about to kill some aliens. I'm always ready to kill some aliens.
Antigen compound completed.
Well, that was bloody quick. Oh dear.
Your fight for survival is admirable, but pointless. And
Damn.
yet you keep on going.
Mm-hmm.
It almost makes me think that we had hope as a species.
Do we not?
I'm the only one who sees that we have died out a long time ago.
Ah, good God. You're one of those, are you?
Yet. Stop running. Stop your struggle. Our future, your future, the future
Right.
of our race ends here.
Does it
I'm
now?
going to introduce you to humanity's child, the children that will replace us.
I am 90% sure we did not create whatever's doing this, so it's not our child. It's just a... well, it's just a bloody monster with knives for hands. If your child's come out with knives for hands, I really think you should be checking with someone that you weren't living next to some kind of broken Russian power plant. The sturdy sod. Oh dear. I'm out of ammunition. Well, that's just unfair.
Can't kill it, Isaac. It's just gonna keep regenerating. Get out of there! Run!
Bloody thing regenerates. That's not part of the fair game. Come on, mate. Oh, the door's open. Wonderful. Just had to wait. Chernobyl is in the Ukraine. Well, I don't know. This could be space Ukraine, Tiberian. Oh dear, bloody hell, it's these things. Oh dear, I'm dead. I always die to these things. Wouldn't be a Dead Space bloody stream without me dying of tiny hand monsters. Oh dear, oh dear. What is geography of space called? Is it just astronomy? I never really thought about it. Astronomy is the geography of space, I suppose.
Come in, Isaac. Kendra, is anyone...
Space Fukushima.
Where the hell have you been?
Oh, that worked.
We tried hydroponics. It's bad down here. Really bad. God,
I'm missing the flamethrower.
the organic matter is growing everywhere.
Space Fukushima.
Stinging.
I really hope it's not. Bloody hell, these bloody things. Keep getting distracted. Are there irradiated bulls around actual Fukushima? Irradiated space bulls. Not bulls, bloody hell. Boars, that's what I'm thinking of.
One there. Repeat. Come in, Isaac. Kendra, is anyone there?
Hammond,
They use a special term in sci-fi, but I forget what it is.
Hydroponics. It's bad down here.
Just something I never really thought about.
Can hardly breathe. The organic matter is growing everywhere.
Here we are.
My eyes are stinging. Must be seeing things.
Oh no. Old mate's going mad. Hey. Just run away from the bloody thing. I'll do this. I keep blowing myself up with those things, and I am just horrid at these, and I have no ammunition for any of my other guns, so... Rightio. Now after that embarrassing display of gaming prowess, let's actually finish. Keep going, shall we? Grab whatever's in this cupboard. Money. Still one of them bloody alive. God damn it. How did he teleport through the damn glass? I can't get rid of the bloody things. I'll be molested by tiny little hand creatures till the day I die. Da-da-da. Now, there should be a store. If I can access the damn thing. Oh. Alright then. I remain unmolested. But the station doesn't seem to... Oh, the station, what is it?
now
The
you need to find
ship?
the DNA
We're in a ship, right?
growth.
I forget, it's so big.
According to lab records, there's an inert sample stored in the ICU.
Dr. Mercer,
The
intensive
Dr. Mercer was
research.
apparently doing intensive research on it. I've been trying to contact Hammond, but all I'm getting is static. Isaac, you've got to hurry.
Raw indeed. Stop being so dramatic, mate. Okay, I've got still some health kits. So, let me pick myself up. Might actually swap. I don't think this energy projector was any good. I'm gonna get the flamethrower back. Bloody thing was quite useful. And pick up some plasma cut ammo. Mission. And hopefully the rest I can pick up on the way. Shall we be off? Now our little shopping trip is done. Oh, good God.
Surprises me. Holding on
This
to
fellow
your
with his
final
strange...
breath, you
Oh,
climb
hello,
the
Zero
wall.
Good luck.
Hold on to
Kill
the
last game.
final
Power
breath.
game out. Just use the time to get a nip of fruit punch. Ooh, very nice.
To the children,
It's 4 AM. I hope it's not alcoholic fruit punch.
your
Unless you're responsible alcoholic, then maybe.
their birth.
And I need all the luck in the world, 02. I've just been murdered 3 times by tiny little hand creatures.
It's coming. Say
Oh yes, and this fellow's been boring us with his dramatic, mad scientist monologues. Truly, he's very unoriginal. Standing behind glass, walking ominously into the dark. Yes. Even locking the doors to make us a captive audience. Goodness. Now you're back, aren't you? I can hear you somewhere. There he is. Now, through that door. Righty then. Oh, oh no. Oh, I took the one out behind him. That worked a hell of a lot better than I expected, mate. Look at me, programmer moves right there. Sign me up to... who are those people? Bloody hell. Stasis. Oh, just a virgin glass to wake me up a tad. Oh, goodness. This room has turned into a mess. Well, it's good you have good, responsible alcohol tests. It would be a bit worrying if you were drinking... Well, actually, to some people who'd been drinking all night, drinking at 4 AM wouldn't be unreasonable. Especially if you were in a university surrounded by other people making such terrible decisions as well.
Shutting down the door protocol. I bypassed the lock.
Thank you.
Go.
Very kind. Get your bloody legs off. You don't need them. Should have bought some damn hate bags. Whew. Terrifying. Yes, yes, yes. To you too. Let me pick up the cash. Is that fella going to be chasing me for very long? Oh no. Well, I guess he got ahead of me. The main character of this game would make a great place kicker. House sitting, actually. Just a different room. Yes. I really have bad luck with some of this game. I've already died 4 times. Burn. Never mind. Well, they're not using my head at all. No. Am I not blocking too much of the screen? I realized I pulled myself up. He can kick an alien the size of man across the room. Yes, he does seem to be able to do that, doesn't he? Use this bloody thing. Well, I should have just done that to begin with. Who would have thought? The strange wall creature's weakness is, as all in all things, explosives. Hey, mate. Oh, you're alive, and you're not the crazy doctor. Oh, well, alive may be a strong word. Why is there a dead person that looks exactly like you? Well, someone was a bit lazy. Should I put this lady out of her misery? She seems very infected. Tell me, your word is this lady's life. So what does the collective Roman Emperor say to this gladiatorial match? Yay or nay? Thumbs up or thumbs down? You think it's a trap? Is that a vote of non-confidence for the continued existence of this crazy lady? With her twin sitting right next to her? No? No? Vote 1 for euthanasia. Well, I'll see if there's any more votes gathered by the time it takes me to walk to the other room. Well, only one more vote. Well, that seems to be another vote. Time to do 360. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Oh, I can't. 2 for euthanasia. And I can't even euthanize her. Give me a moment. It appears she is made of steel. So I can't help you thus, lads and lasses. It seems that she is made of some sort of invincible metal, and therefore probably shouldn't even have those injuries. Don't know how that happened. Ooh, how embarrassing. I promised murderous gladiatorial content, and I was not able to deliver. Please forgive me. It's a good lesson for all you lads and lasses. Sometimes, things just don't go the way you want them. Sometimes you want only murder, and there is none.
Person log, Dr. Chalismus. The specimen continues to respond well to my experiments. Its cellular fortitude, not to mention elasticity, is remarkable. Dr. Kine, I'm sure, would disapprove. But I do not anticipate that issue as the good doctor is busying himself with the marketing.
That's it, Isaac. Now you just need to...
This has gone far enough.
Oh goodness, everyone's
Accept
talking.
your part in the God's plan. Embrace your own extinction.
It's okay, we can just imagine it. Oh well, that's terrifying. I don't know how I should feel about that.
Isaac, he's decompressed the entire deck, and I'm being locked out of those systems.
Oh yes, the baby!
All the
I've
areas
forgotten about the
invested in
baby.
space.
Tell me we're soft about it. It's probably for the
Back
best.
on
Maybe
Long
life was even
Security
worse for her.
Station, but you don't have much time.
Yes, I suppose that's why we're saying euthanasia, not murder. I'm trying to twist it in a way that made us feel better. It's the thought that counts. Oh, bloody hell, it's these nasty little things again. You're a plague on mankind, you cheeky little sods. Oh, that's right. We should check on the lass. Place just got decompressed. How's she doing? Ah, she's dead. Good times. Her and her twin, together at last. And money. Wonderful. Thank you. She hid some money in the corner. Now, where are we headed? Out of this deck, I suppose. Boop. Doot. Where's what's-his-name gone? Ah, the power lock in there. Didn't realise there was a power lock. Give me all your various pieces of gear and... like... I do like when sci-fi does this whole muffled sound feel, and the only thing you can hear is your own heads-up display stuff. It's a nice effect. Oh dear. Why is there cash randomly appearing? These bloody things are full of them, aren't they? Oh, yes. Seems you were right, Tiberian. I believe at one point you said that there would be no way that you can use a flamethrower in space. It seems you were right. And that is annoying. Yes, yes, Isaac. You're dying a horrible death of oxygen asphyxiation. Don't be so dramatic. Which game could you turn the lights off on again? Not too sure. Oh, I'm dead. I'm not too sure what the game you could turn the lights off in. The hell did I just get cut in half? Oh, they just cut my corpse in half when I wasn't looking.
Adding sample 979.
For so long, Dr. Chalice-Mercer, this specimen continues to respond well to my experiments. Its cellular fortitude, not to mention elasticity, is remarkable. Dr. Kine, I'm sure, would disapprove.
That's it, Isaac. Now you just need to...
This has gone far enough.
Yes.
Accept your part in the God's plan. Embrace your own extinction.
Life support system.
Broken a Baron, eating it to gain health.
Please evacuate immediately.
Isaac, he's decompressed the entire deck, and I'm being locked out of those systems. All the air has been vented into space. You should be able to bring
What a waste of air. Now I can't even use my flamethrower. Kill these ghastly little things. Maybe it's in the second game. I forget, it's been a minute. Yes. I've actually played a bit of the second game, really. It was a long time ago, probably around when it came out, actually. Second game. I haven't played much of it, and I'm planning to play it, I don't know when, some point. After this game, I'll probably play the second one, not straight away, but maybe I'll play Outlast next. Because I have a bloody obsession with playing horror games on stream. But I will get around to Dead Space 2. Then eventually Dead Space 3. They both remind me of a better time. How bloody hell he got the things out, did he? Oh, fuck, I forgot you. Excuse my French. The Australian came out very quickly there. Let me concentrate a bit on this. Silence. Oh yes. Oxygen, I'd forgotten about that. These bloody things are gonna kill me with asphyxiation. Oh! Oh dear, that was close. Ray was a good game when it came out. The new one was fairly good as well. I see. Where's our big fellow yet? Where is he? Okay, it's time to get out of here. I am quite sick of hearing Isaac desperately choke. And he's almost about to die, so. Probably shouldn't have wasted the time. That was a terrible mistake. Yes, Isaac, you're dead, aren't you? Oh, wait. Nope. Okay. Death by asphyxiation. Suffocating space marine ASMR. It is, isn't it? And good God, we have to start all the way back here, do we?
Dr. Chalice-Mercer, this specimen continues to respond well to my experiments. Its cellular fortitude, not to mention elasticity, is remarkable.
Okay.
Dr. Kine, I'm sure
I've learnt from these last two times that third time's a charm, and it's just a game of sprinting, and not being eaten by the tiny little hand monsters.
That's it, Isaac. Now you just need to...
This has gone far enough.
Yes, this has gone far enough.
Embrace your own extinction.
I'll embrace my own extinction on my terms, mate. If anyone wants to tell me to go and die, it'll be me, and no one
All
else.
the air has been vented into space. You should be able to bring it back online from the...
Don't you know it's
security station,
rude
but
to
you
tell
don't
somebody
have
else
much
they
time.
are going to asphyxiate because of the inexorable and slow decay toward entropy? We're all aware we're going to die one day. Don't have to rub it in. In my case, we all know I'm going to die in about 3 seconds. Yes. Da-da-da-da-da. Be quiet. His running is quite funny, isn't it? Seems like one of those fellas who've gotten too jacked, muscular? Oh, that's the word. Muscular, jacked. They are both words that work in that situation. He walks like one of those fellas that have gotten a bit too weighty at the gym and can't quite stand straight. Kind of do that arms wide movement thing. Oh, god damn it, I forgot where I was supposed to go. Suffocating Space Marine. I should have upgraded my air somehow. Oh, it was just in here. Oh, I was so close last time. Bloody hell.
You've got everything you need to make the poison.
All hobbly.
Get back to the chemistry lab.
What are you going to do? Do it fast. Get out of your breathing.
You're cutting out
And
hands.
even if we get you out, I imagine
Try to switch over.
your
Shit.
mental capacity may not be greatest. I'm going to buy one of those.
Continue scanning for
Sorry, I
his
just
location.
used one.
You have to get that compound mixed.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Back into the lab. Goodness, this is just back and forth in the same two areas. You've been referred to the lab. Please have your referral CXE form ready. Oh wow. Mr. Big Man? No?
I've got more intel on the atmosphere.
I have no idea why they bothered with that. I think they were trying to scare me.
Outside the ship. That's when the air quality began degrading.
Massive creature and
The
Leviathan. Ooh, biblical. Next, they're gonna tell me about Behemoth. And the Garden of Eden. And in fact, Adam and Eve were the ones who built the marker. And their first sin wasn't in fact eating the apple of Eden, it was stuffing it up their ass.
Please stand by. Final mixing complete. Please remove the capsule.
Thank you.
Let's hope that poison works. Head back to the tram station.
Yeah, I'd love to head back to the train station, but it seems Mr. Monologue's probably going to be turning up soon.
So be careful. There's no telling how contaminated that deck is.
I'm beginning to truly admire
There he
your
is.
spirit, misplaced as it may be.
Mr. Monologue, are we?
I think you should
Gonna go off and soliloquy to yourself in front of a Greek audience, are we?
the hive mind's offerings. You
To be
deserve
or
to
not to
witness
be?
that, at least.
It is the question. Whether it is nobler in mind to turn into a horrible space demon with claws for hands, or suffer the slings and arrows of being stabbed to death by a horrible space demon with claws for hands. And by opposing, therefore end them. To die, to sleep, to dream, da-da-da-da-da-da. He's all very melodramatic, isn't he? If he thinks in humanity's extinction so dearly, then he may as well go get himself extinct, shouldn't he? Should have led by example, and I wouldn't have to listen to him talk. Wow, I'm being mean to this man. Well, I hope nobody here is personally related to that man. Clearly me and him are not in good terms. And I will not put it past my spiteful self to believe that the person related to somebody I don't like is clearly evil as well. That is how that works. I was raised in a Christian family, after all. Yes.
These specimens will return to Earth with me. I will spread their divine glory.
Oh, so he's keeping himself alive as some sort of
I will leave you with my
space demon,
embrace them.
claw demon philanthropist, I suppose. Oh dear. Hello. Don't need those limbs. And you stay. Ah, get this bloody line going out. You stay lying on the floor. Your allies are more concerning to me. Bastards regenerated. Nice new limbs you've got there. Shame if something happened to them. Good to meet you all. I'll be taking whatever that is. I see what I'm meant to do. Rightio. Hello. Oh dear. Come on, pop out behind me. You know you want him. There he is. At least he's a good horror movie slasher protagonist. I do have some sort of telekinesis, and also some sort of... I'm not too sure what stasis actually is, but yes, I have some sort of, I can pick things up with some sort of module. Kinesis module, they call it.
Successful. Transporting patient.
Froze the fella.
Just hope that's the last we see of that thing.
Why did you say it? Now it's definitely not going to be the last we sing of that thing.
Tram station nearby and you
Sorry,
can
I
take
just
it
had to add the dramatic pause.
Let's just hope there's enough time.
But yeah, okay, she had to finish talking to me before I could go through the door. Because apparently Isaac can't do listening and opening doors at the same time. Very specific weakness of his. So if you want to trap in a room, start dramatically and evilly monologuing while he gets murdered by a heap of necromorphs. That'll be the best way to kill him. Oh, goodness. A ramp into a tram, truly the greatest enemy. Terrible accessibility. Lethal devotion. Complete. Yes, I will. And I will put it on another save file, because I am this far into the game by doing this, and I'm going to keep doing it. Light telekinesis. As in, like, diet telekinesis? As in, like, light milk or light cream? Or light telekinesis in I use light to do the telekinesis?
Hydroponics log, Dr. Elizabeth Cross reporting. I'm pleased to say that we're working close to maximum capacity at the present time. All flora is healthy and thriving, and food yield has created a surplus.
Wonderful.
I was going to pass the surplus on to the colony, but the captain has given a no-fly order. I want to note my opposition to that order. Everyone knows they're in trouble
Wow,
down
good
there, and
God.
I don't see what denying them our surplus will achieve.
Everyone was hiding in these toilets. Oh no, it's a bloody... Oh, those little hand boys are hiding in the toilet. I knew it was going to happen one day. Lucky I didn't need to go to the toilet. Even if I did. You can get pennies instead of planets. That's fair enough. I believe the ship has heavy telekinesis then, that full cream stuff. Oh dear. I feel that these headless corpses in a bathroom are conducive to some fairly inappropriate jokes. But I'll let you, think of them on your own. How about that? Keep ourselves a bit clean, shall we? This game really lends itself well to the repetition of terrible, terrible limb and body-based puns. And innuendos. Terrible schematic is this. Contact energy. Oh, for the contact beam. They use the same exit signs hundreds of years in the future. Well, if you think of it, why would they ever change if it's the same consistent society with no major breakages or restarts? Then this is something every generation would have grown up with. They do go out on a limb. That is true. I have not actually used that one before. Or I might not have. I don't know. It's a good one. Next time we kill the necromorph. Oh.
Isaac,
Oh. I thought it was a corpse.
good to see you in one piece. Don't take helmet off. The air's rotten.
I see.
I gotta look at it.
Watermelons. Why is this guy so happy about bloody watermelons?
Shut itself in food storage.
Also, did I think my thought? Did I think finish my thought about the exit signs and generational learning?
There, what's poisoning the air?
Point is,
They've
we
been
would of course keep the same sort of color schemes if it was one consistent, unbroken society. It makes sense.
The poison factories. We need to take them out where we can still breathe.
People who would have grown up with those colorings and those
I
signs.
thought
So.
you were dead. You need to get to cleaner air. You're not going to be able to help Isaac in your condition. Isaac, I'm scanning the area now.
He's right.
He's right. There's something really big in food storage.
Oh no! Has somebody
Scan.
eaten all the guavas or
Monitor
something?
readings are off the scale. Be careful.
All the avocados eaten? Tell me. Are the avocados gone? How will I have my guacamole now? I think the governing entities would slightly change it over time as an excuse to exist. You know, you have this thing that works perfectly well. But, hear me out, what if we made exit signs two numbers lighter on the hexadecimal scale? Just saying. It's scientifically proven by this one paper we did. That it gives a stronger reaction, I don't know. Lime green instead of guava green. Guavas are green. So, guava green. I'm gonna grab a medium med pack. Ammo for the contact beam. I think I'm a bit set, am I? It's raining out there. Sorry, I just smelled that beautiful fresh rain smell. Truly. One of the nicer smells. Force gun, rifle blades. I've got the rifle blades still. Check what I've got. Plasma energy, plenty. Line racks, plenty. Ripper blades, almost too much. Flame fuel. I'm gonna have to swap the flamethrower out again. Bloody thing has betrayed me once. I'm not gonna be in a situation where I can. Did you know that smell has a name? No, I didn't know that smell oh, I might have, but it may have been one of the many things I've forgotten. Do, tell me what that smell is named. Because a rose by any name will smell as sweet, but it would be interesting to know what it is. Over. I haven't bought the force. Petrichor. Petrichor? Petrichor? It's quite a dramatic sounding name. Interesting. I think I might get the force. I'm gonna might buy that force gun. Just to have all the guns. And then buy some force energy. See how this gun works out for me. Seems to be a bloody name for everything. What's in here? One of the smells our nose is most sensitive to. Well, that is very interesting.
I suppose I should be glad that Ham's alive, but I still don't trust him. I think he's hiding something
Bacteria.
about the marker.
Yes. Huh. I see. Well, I'll be back to you. I imagine I'll go back to you. We are over here for now. In my force gun. Well, being one of the most sensitive smells is certainly something that I have experienced. I always smell it very quickly. Which is nice. I like the smell. Equal. Never know, maybe it is like equal. Okay. Apparently his name is over a picture of us. Interesting. Here we're learning things. Maybe I should put educational in my channel's description. Maybe not because I'm educational. Unless I'm teaching you the lessons of life, mate. Teaching the lessons of life. You're not going to learn this in fancy university degree. Petrichor. The smell of the rain. Aha. Right. What does this do? Well, that was far more effective than I expected to say. Huh. Well, well, well. Oh, bloody hell. Back is stinging. Teach us to wrestle a croc, mate. Reminds me of when I broke one of my arms once. And by the way, I didn't wrestle a crocodile. I know it's a strange segue, but I broke my arm once, I did not wrestle a crocodile. Shut up. Oh, it's like a shotgun. But once I finish this fight, let me tell that story. Well, I'll tell part of the story. Maybe I'll tell the whole story, we'll see. It is a long story. Though it is not as humorous as the last Broken Bone story I told. Because he broke his humerus in that story. I was big, but you get it. Those who were there know the story. No, no, no! But they did resemble an emu. What broke my arm was not an emu or any of the dangerous and terrible creatures that exist within the Australian outback. No, no, no. I was hurt by the most frightful of birds. That of the fairer sex. My arm was broken due to the unrelenting pursuits of two lasses when I was a young man. So I guess, yes, my arm was broken by a bird. Just wasn't an emu. No giant spiders either. What the hell am I bloody doing? But yes, once I get into another room. These tension violins need to calm down. Goodness. How many of these bloody fellas are there? Get out of there. I would have been better off against an emu, yes. I was but a young, inexperienced man. Evening. Ah, I see. There are weird people that make it. Yes, I was at a youth group. At a party at a youth group. When I was young, I would have been... Goodness. How young would have I been? 12? 11? Yes, about 12, maybe. Yes, I was. No, I wasn't that young. I was 14. 14. Probably 14 or so, let's go with that. In the prime of my teens, I was at a church youth group. I probably have seen the American production of Hell's Kitchen, but I don't remember actually listening to the soundtrack at all. It was something that sat on the background of things. What's with youth groups and breaking bones in your neighborhood? Funnily enough, it was an entirely separate youth group in an entirely separate town. You see, I moved 3 or 4 times throughout my youth. The vicissitudes of living in the Salvation Army. But yes, a different youth group. Maybe it was just the Salvation Army. But this youth group was a Halloween party or so? I'm not too sure. It was something like that. We were all dressed up. Having fun, doing things. I was dressed up in some costume I'd made for an assignment at school, I believe. I was dressed in a papier-mâché little iron hat. I'd done a recreation. This sounds very strange, but I'd done a recreation of the trial of Joan of Arc. At my private school that I was at the time. Oh, Salvation Army's bloody everywhere.
Atmosphere processing. A repair technician has been notified.
Salvation Army is everywhere. Seems moving around is fairly commonplace on the internet. Yes, there's always somebody who's moved 6 or 7 times in their youth. I knew someone who was moved 6 times in 6 years. That's not very conducive to making friends.
Isaac,
Oh no.
make us whole again.
Indeed, I will. That sounds like an innuendo, doesn't it? But I keep... Oh, bloody hell. Buzz off. Wow, this gun is great. Ah. But yes, where was I? Youth group, that's as far as I got. Salvation Army youth group. Ah, hello Natsuki, it's been a while. How are you doing these days, Natsuki? I'm just telling a story about how I broke my arm and how that has to do with crocodiles. Moved around a few times, but stayed in the same general area. No, I moved to all states, mate. North, south, east, west. Oh, keep me a boodle. But I was at a youth group, dressed up with a mask, and that's the main point. I was at a youth group in the town, the area of town we're in, that this youth group, the catchment area of this youth group, I suppose, was the really low socioeconomic area of the town. So you had a lot of strange fellows come through these youth groups. Tough lives they lived. Which is to explain their actions, probably. Oh. Joan of Arc is where I left off. Well, that was the costume. I had a costume... Oh, dear. Ow. Explosive. Got it. Lesson learned. The costume based on Joan of Arc, I was an executioner. I had the fancy hat and the mask, like a hangman does. I don't think it was the right era of hangman, but it was a school production. I don't think they really cared all that much. Use that. Oh, that didn't work. There it is. Didn't even know it went through the floor. And so I was wearing a mask. The whole night I was wearing a mask. I would slip it open a bit to eat some food and stuff, but otherwise I kept the mask on the whole night. But close to the end of the night, I took off this mask. You can tell us how you learn to fight drop bears off with a giant knife. Knife. Indeed. I'll get to that afterwards. But after I took this mask off, these 2 lasses, who I'd never seen before, I had no idea whose friends they were, and I have no idea how they managed to make their way to youth group. All I know is that when I took my mask off, they suddenly decided, "Now that's a fine piece of meat, I could have a piece of that myself." And decided that physical contact, I wouldn't call it anything more than kind of like play fighting. You know how dogs play fight and young 5-6-year-old boys play fight? And girls, I suppose. You know, that sort of play fighting. It felt like that. And they went after me. They just went after me. I was terrified. Frankly, I was a sheltered boy, so this sort of physical contact was probably a bit much for me. So I decided, you know what, I'm getting out of here. They were trying to pull me to the floor, they were grabbing my shirt, they were pulling me down to the ground. But I had no idea what they were planning to do. No one helped me. Oh, hello. And so I ran like my life depended on it. Running away from these girls, left, right, and centre, out, in, all over the place. And that was when I decided I'm going to do a bit of a cheeky move. I'm going to run out into a place that has no escape, and then run past them real quick. What do they call it? Duking them. I'll duke them. Like I was some kind of professional basketball player. So I got ready, ran out to this outdoor area. There was a single entrance in the corner of this court, like this field. There. Am I going? Over there. And so I went out, went into the dark. It was dark. There was no lights out in this court. It was probably 8 or 9 at night. This is a youth group at the end of the day. And so, in my desperate attempts to escape, ran out into the dark. They ran after me. It was like somebody from Jurassic Park running away from the velociraptors. It was terrifying. And I was like, okay. Then like Chris Pratt in that new that movie, I stood there, hands out between these two lasses. In the dark, ready to do it. And they came up to me, and I sprinted through them, going straight between them. They grabbed for me, but they missed. It was dramatic as it sounds. And then I ran towards the door. It has a bit of concrete in front of it. The whole area was grass except that just in front of the door. Concrete. Now keep that in mind as I tell you that right nearby, my brother had seen my plight and thought, I'm gonna help him, mate. I'm gonna help out my little brother. I'll stop these girls from chasing him around. He clearly doesn't want to be chased. And so he was hiding in the dark, ready to spring out in front of them to stop them. Problem is, he sprung out a bit too early. And in his desperation to get out of my way, he just kept running. But not across in front of me, so he'd be out of my way as I'm sprinting as fast as my little legs could go. No, he walked in front of me. So I stepped on his feet. And then I just realized how excited I'm getting telling this story. And then, well, I tripped, running the fastest I've probably ever run in my life. That's how terrified of these people. I hit the concrete and slid. It couldn't have been less than 2 meters. And hit the wall with enough impact to give myself quite the nasty bump.
No, we're safe for now, but the tram is down and we can't reach the escape pod.
And so,
Hello?
I broke 2 arms
Hello?
and 2 ribs. Not 2 arms. 2 arms. 1 arm and 2 ribs. Sorry, I almost broke both arms. Well, that would have been nasty, but I broke 1 arm and 2 ribs. In that one little happenstance. Just because some girls decided they wanted to be physically intimate. Well, that sounds strange. Slid 2 meters, gave myself quite the nasty bruise, and in fact it disguised it. They didn't know I had broken my arms for quite a while because of the injuries I had to my head. And after that, it was when I went to school afterwards. They got me the x-rays and all that such, and I went to, after school, after going to school, one of my friends decided, you know what, mate? Probably shouldn't have done that. How the bloody hell did I survive? We would say touchy-feely. Yes, that's true. This was decades ago. But, yes, when I went to school, and this is how it finally gets to the crocodiles. I went to school, and my friend was like, mate, I've got you. Getting chased by girls back, man. Girls weren't that cool. Even though I was a 14-year-old, and they probably should have been at that point, but, you know, this guy, he's like, I've got you, mate. I can tell a much better story than that. And before I could say a word to anyone, every time I asked, he came up to everyone, walked around with me, and every time somebody asked, oh, mate, what happened to your arm? What's going on? He'd reply, fought a bloody crocodile, mate. You should have seen the crocodile. If you think his injuries are bad, you should have seen what happened to the crocodile, mate. This fella fought a 2-meter croc. Not a word of a lie, mate. I'm telling you. And so for every single person I talked to, this mate would somehow find his way to the conversation and just say he fought a crocodile. Not a word of a lie. Just dead. Fair dinkum fought a crocodile, mate. And that's why that story reminded me of a crocodile. Because my mate went around hyping me up, saying that I fought a crocodile, that's why I broke an arm and 2 ribs. I did it so much that when I actually was going to move next, we were checking out schools in the next areas that we're going to move to, and we went to one of these fancy selective schools. And the vice principal, I believe, who was giving us the tour of the school, trying to convince us it was a nice school to go to. The place was bloody hard. Too concerned about marks than their students. But I went to that lady. We knew this was when we didn't want to go to this school. When I walked up with the vice principal, and she was like, "Oh dear, what happened to your arm, young man? What happened to your arm, young man?" I was like, "For a crocodile, miss. For the crocodiles." Yeah. I did a deadpan, but I genuinely think that lady believed me. She honestly thought this 15-year-old. That's why I always find it funny. The story sounds less believable. It sounds more believable that I fought a crocodile than I was chased around by two ladies. And honestly, it's a bit rude that it sounds a bit more believable, isn't it? But yes, the croc does sound more believable. But this lass had no sense of humour, this teacher. Classic. Still dying at his blood little hand things. Yes, no sense of humour this teacher had. So we didn't go to that school. No point going to a school where there's vice principal who doesn't have a sense of humour. But yes. Actually thought a 14-year-old fought a crocodile. Good God. Then she had the audacity of saying that I had good enough marks to be in their school that my brother didn't. Ugh. Terrible school. Don't like those sort of things. But yes. That's how I broke one of my arms. I actually broke the second one 5 months later, but that's a story for another time. Ooh. Mass detected in food storage. You sure that's not just food? Alrighty, alrighty, yeah. Sometimes it doesn't really detect bullets very well, does it? Ah. Oh, it's the cock that got the cockatoos in such a kerfuffle. And the kookaburras, from what it sounds like. Can you hear them? Ah, damn, you can't hear them. The whole flock of the kookaburras going off there. Quintessential Australian sound. It's very uncommon to hear them at this time of night. How could you? Fun fellows. I used to be able to make a very good cockatoo sound. I'll probably still make it on the tuber. Or something that approximates a cockatoo sound. My window's open, by the way, that's probably why you can hear them, because it's actually starting to heat up here already. Bit rude, really. The first day of second day of spring, sorry. Bastards are already heating up. I'm not looking forward to summer this year. Hopefully the countries will be open, then I could just bloody escape to a country in the northern hemisphere. Maybe that'll be the idea to get out of it. I thought that was the game? No, that kind of laughter sound, though. That is a flock of kookaburras off in the distance. My window's open because the place is bloody hot. But I'll have to... And the window in my office where I do my streams faces straight onto the road. Though it doesn't matter. Brisbane's covered in these things that are called the lungs of the city. There is a lot of bushland within cities that allow us to keep a very open feeling to our... Oh, I do have an AC. I do have an AC, but I just don't like using it. I'm a bit old-fashioned. Fans, ACs are too expensive. That's not quite bad enough to warrant spending the money on the bloody thing. It's a fairly old AC, so it's a bit expensive to run. So, I was just far too spoilt by a proper winter. You rarely get a proper winter up in Queensland where I live. I was a bit spoilt this year. And so I have just been a bit used to the nice cool breezes. So the heat comes back, suddenly start complaining, even though I was complaining about the cold the whole time. This force gun's going to be a great one this game. The old sounds of the bush. How's the bushland in your fellow cities, if you live in the cities? Is it a common thing to have quite large areas of bushland within a city, or is it all concrete jungle? It's pretty concrete jungle in the city centres in most cities. Even the regional city centres can get quite concrete jungle, and I'm in a regional centre. But a bigger one. And keep a lot of bushland, even in the more built-up parts. You have your CBDs and your central business districts, which is the same thing. I don't know why I said it twice. Oh dear, it's one of these bastards, is it? We have swamps between our cities here in Florida. Ah, well, yes, that would be about yours, wouldn't it? What not in downtown? Well, I'd say there's probably, you know what, 20 to 30k circle around the CBD that actually keeps itself quite very, concrete jungly. But you can still see quite a bit of bushland around the area. It's due to the city designers, and especially Brisbane and the other sort of cities in even Sydney. Sydney's quite built up too. Brisbane, Sydney. I'm not too sure about Melbourne. I haven't really been there enough to really notice that sort of thing. But yes, the lungs of the city, they called. These sort of long strips of greenery kind of keep the pollution in the city down. And also give the cities from a distance this sort of really natural sort of look. Like a lot of the trees can make the houses appear not to even be there. You can get quite a bushy look from your cities. That was rude. Yes, in the downtowns of these cities there isn't much, but otherwise you've got some good stuff. I'm quite a fan of the style. I do love the Australian bush. In fact, quite near me there's a very large piece of bush. Florida scrub, and it's pretty boring. We got bushland and flying fox conservatories and various other animal reserves around the area. Anything we don't get much of is kangaroos. We do get koalas here, though. Yeah, we've got bush in the outback. Got very nice names for our stuff. Sandy soil, tall pines, and palmettos. Ours are all gum trees, this rough grass, and a lot of scrub with various names that I can't remember. Maybe some songbirds. I do have a soft spot for the Australian bush, but I did grow up with it.
hydroponics log Dr. Cross reported.
We have cockatoos, magpies. I'm just seeing the birds. Cockatoos, magpies.
I know what that sounds like, but it was big and heavy.
Pygmy magpies, or whatever those little bloody things are called. Willy wagtails. Kookaburras, as you heard. Bloody dogs in the distance. Dog's having a hard time. What other birds do we have around here? Bin chickens. Bloody irises. I'm quite close to the sea where I am, so seagulls. Oh dear, and I guess I've missed the bloody... This is not the right gun to bring into this situation. I'm gonna get pulled into the wall, aren't I? There I am. Oh! It gave us a bit of a fake out death then. Ooh, very cheeky. What a cheeky little game. Gave us a bit of a fake out. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Gotta get my actual gun that I can use out. Bloody hell, it's hard to aim. You see any kind of pines we have here? Not the typical conical trees. No, I can't say I'm familiar with much of the American flora and fauna. I've probably seen a picture. I've seen plenty of pictures of Florida, so I've probably seen what you're referring to. I don't know if I've quite seen them before. Why the hell do I have so much flamethrower ammo? Bloody stuff out of here. See if I can't get to the store. Throw it in there. Be a waste otherwise. Sell all the stuff. What will I use up next? I've just got to use more of this bloody ripper. I've got so many ammo. There's tall, scaly trunks and a few branches. I can sort of visualize what you're trying to say. I think I might know what you're talking about.
I came down here to find Dr. Elizabeth Cross, but she's not here. In fact, I can't find anyone. Just more of this organic shit everywhere. I'm going to check the mining deck.
They're quite ugly.
I haven't looked yet.
Well, I wouldn't call much of an Australian bush very attractive. It has its charm, I suppose. But they haven't got the picturesque nature of things like the Japanese or the European pines and the like. There's this wildness, this unrefinedness to a lot of the Australian fauna. They drop their damn needles everywhere. Oh, don't worry, I've definitely dealt with pines, so I know what that feels like. Maybe it's a case of silence. I blanket the air beneath them. They're in the way and they don't biodegrade quickly. Oh, I see. Truly quietly annoying, isn't it? We have a few problematic species over here, but most of them are pretty good. The only annoying thing about them is they have a propensity to explode. Most of our gums and the like. Our eucalyptuses especially. Just don't have a bushfire when you're near them. They're waxy, so they don't biodegrade easily. I see. Ours are full of oil. Full of oil. Bloody things explode if you're too close to them when there's a bushfire nearby. Because Australia was just not okay with just having normal things kill you. Flora likes doing it as well. Where the hell is this place taking me to? Alpines have tall trunks that protect them from bushfires. Owls do not. In fact, it's part of their natural lifestyle to set on fire at some point. That is how a lot of them actually... Well, they don't reproduce exactly that way, but their seeds can survive wildfires, so it's usually okay for the forest. It's just not okay for the humans and farmers living in those forests, unfortunately. Where the hell was I meant to go? Was I listening? They don't burn well. Owls burn very well. As it's sort of natural for them to burn well due to the climate of our country. In fact, I don't know if I remember this ever was confirmed, but the native, the gums burn and the eucalyptuses burn, but their seeds fall out of the burnt trees and they regrow, or the gum themselves will regrow. Even in the fires. But yes, even the natives who used to live in Australia would periodically start burns. I don't know if this is... It's something I remember reading about a long time ago, so... I don't know if this is actually true, but apparently they used to burn off quite a bit. They would move... They were nomadic, so they would move around their area, and burn-offs would be quite normal, as it allowed by the time they got back to that area the next time round. They would be able to eat the bounty of the land that would have grown in the time that they were away. Interesting fact. I don't know if it's actually true, though. I'd imagine it's true. Those fellas were quite smart. Well, they were here for, like, upwards of 50,000 years, so they knew the land well. Damn shame. Ah.
Replacing nutrient pad. Replacing nutrient pad.
Cheeky sod. Have we got all of them? I have to have gotten all of them at this point. Where the hell does the game want me to go? Oh, there we go. Okay. Now we finally go to that area I was in just before. Goodness. Walk slowly. Whew. I feel like it's the appropriate time to ask a question to everyone. But I can't think of a question. Quickly, what's a question you'd want to be asked right now? Come on, those listening. What's a question you want to be asked? And I don't know why. But what's a question? I can't bloody well think of that one, so I'm going to delegate like any good boss would. Can't think of anything? Oh, I can't either. What's the good of that? you can't supplement my inability to think of things on the fly, then how else am I supposed to survive? Ah, well, I'll think of something. Alex wants to be asked, what's your favourite thing about trolleys? This man has an obsession with trolleys. And if you love them so much, I believe there are positions at Coles ready and waiting for you, mate. They'd be more than willing to hire you. Coles and Woolies are always looking for poor young people to exploit with that fellow. He's not dead.
That's the last one, Isaac. There's a switch in atmosphere control to
That makes me think, how is the trolley boy and all that sort of thing over in America and the like? Any different over there for you Americans over there?
And well, I just saw my brother on a security monitor, and that's just not possible.
Always wanted to go work for Coles, have you, Alex? Dream job. Wow. I would reprimand you for having, you know, there's realistic dreams, and then there is depressingly realistic dreams, and I think that may be one of them. I'd say aim a bit higher, but considering you seem to love trolleys so much, then maybe it really is your dream job. Hey. Will you finally be free of these bloody zero-gravity sections? They are quite cumbersome. GM brought up most of the trolley companies in America and shut them down in the 50s because they wanted to sell buses. Buses. We are talking about the same thing, right? Trolleys, the thing you use at a supermarket. Not... I think we may have been... I'm talking about the thing we're using at supermarkets to carry your shopping in. I believe that is a difference in speech. I don't know how buses would have anything to do with the trolleys I was thinking of. But maybe they do. I'm not too sure. Ah, yes. We call them trolleys over here. And you're a trolley boy when you push trolleys around. Yeah, so things in supermarkets that get in front of your car and... yeah, shopping carts. You were right, Alex. Would you look at that? Which way do I need to go? Down, of course. Well, there you go. It's those small things that I just forget. I actually think that one's streetcar trolleys. All streetcars trolleys, I see. No. I'm talking about trolleys. Where you put your mints. Your packets of Doritos. Whatever your young niece or nephew or child can sneak in before you figure it out. Trams? Yes. Well, trams are... maybe. Yes. Yes, I imagine maybe. Yes. We call them trams. Things that run in inset rails in the road. Useful things, trams. Wish they used them more often, yeah? Now, we can sell some stuff. And we will finally be out of this bloody area.
Isaac, where are you? Help me.
You know, I'd have more connection to this voice if I actually heard Isaac react in any way. I have no emotional attachment to this lady. Me to check out the trash. Be right back. I took out the trash tonight, actually. Fun. The old dream of taking out the trash. God, I have so many of these river blades. Can't do with more power nodes.
Flushing all air vents.
Ooh.
Restoring nitrogen and oxygen levels.
I wonder when I'm going to see that 10 metric tons of evilness turn up, eh? I'm imagining that's what's outside. Right there. Didn't notice that before. Interesting. Well. Forward onto the breach, my friends. Once more. Once more onto the breach.
Log, this is Dr. Cross.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to believe what I'm seeing here. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. I'm going to the mining deck. I hear that's where survivors are gathering.
I see.
I'll wait for you there.
There are gonna be no bloody survivors, are there? Oh, I realised I've been questioning this all the time.
Damn it. The poison wasn't strong enough.
Mm-hmm.
Still alive. Get in there and kill it before it contaminates the entire ship.
Wow, it's very rude that you just ask me to do this. Come on, Isaac, stand up for yourself.
Zero gravity.
You're worth more than this. Ouch. Bloody hell. I am not good at accuracy. Nice. And there goes another. Man. This line gun. A bloody force to be reckoned with, that's for sure. Squelchy, 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 right? Ah, bloody hit it. Look at me, right? Ah, damn it. This riveting boss fight, please. Not even any dramatic tension violence. What is Dead Space without tension violence? Ah, this gun just doesn't bloody work on this thing. Only weak to plasma, it says. Now let me guess, something's going to come out of its gaping maw. Oh, this is a multi-stage thing, isn't it? the bloody stage thing. Never simple, is it? Very dramatic. Roar, you two. Sound like a bloody wounded hound, mate. Why does this thing not work on it? Right, you two. While I was taking out the trash, things we call trams in America are small, open, three-wheeled trains used to haul tourists around. Well, that's not too far what trams are here for here to... Not very well used or utilised, but they are fun. Do not know how this solves anything. But the bastard's dead, so... I'm sure that counts for something.
Isaac, you did it. Hammond, do you read? Oxygen levels are returning to normal.
He's dead, isn't he?
Damn
or
it.
mad.
He's gone again. No sign of his rig anywhere. It's up to us now. I've got a plan to get off the ship.
He can appear and try and
I've
kill us, isn't
located
he?
an SOS beacon on the mining deck. If you can get down there and activate it, we might be able to send a distress call.
Oh, and bring more people to get murdered by the giant monsters. Wonderful. Yes, trams. There used to be a wonderful tram line around Brisbane. But it doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. It was around back in the day, and you can still find some of the old lines around the city. Sydney may have some trams. It has a monorail. I don't know if anyone uses them, but there is there. And Melbourne has a bit more of a robust tram system. Maybe even the Gold Coast does too. Can't say. Haven't been there in a while. Not much of a Gold Coast sort of fellow. Trams are not too bad though. Sure everyone's fully reloaded with all the ammunition that I actually own. Should buy some more of that force. Should have bought some more of that force stuff. But just life. Ooh. Anyway, so we hit the next area. I think we should finish up for tonight. It's been almost 2 hours. Jump into the next chapter, get to the first save point. Hopefully that'll be the end of that, unless they pull a cheeky one. One of those change up the things. Into the void. Oh, look. I imagine it's referencing that whole when you stare into the void shenanigans. Stare. Moving hold around in a tram and we're off to St. Augustine when I was a kid. I see.
There's an asteroid loaded up in the mining bay waiting to be smelted. If you attach the SOS beacon to it, you can launch it away from the ship to make a clean broadcast. The beacon's on the maintenance subdeck. You can launch the asteroid from the control room. Damn, the control room is locked. It looks like they keep an emergency access key on the processing subdeck. Couldn't be easy, could it? I don't know how much more of this I can take.
Never is. Wonder if I'll get a new rig. What's with the music? Goodness, it's like if I'm moving close to that wall, I manage to get close to all those things. I'm going to St. Augustine, as I used to him. Run trams there. I'd imagine not. Trams have sort of fallen out of favour. That's right over the shop, and I'll find the save point there. Anything new in the shop you can purchase without great buying power on this random spaceship? Ah. Well, I'll buy some force energy, but I don't have any of it. Oh, where are we up to? Fortunately, Ruski, where are we up to is almost over. We've just started the newest chapter. We're on the mining deck, trying to send a distressed beacon. The horror movie classic. But I'm about to save up, move on to closing up this little stream of ours. Hoorah! End of chapter 6, beginning of chapter 7. Windows. And jump over. There we are. How was that? Very fun, wasn't it? I died a lot of times that time, goodness. I was murdered a great number of times. Those bloody little... You always join late. Yes. Well... Except for... Usually I will start my streams around... If you're in Australia, it's 7 PM to 7:30. That's usually when I start up. Thursday and Sunday. That's going to be pretty consistent. Yes, thank you for watching. It's always good to have company. It'd be very hard if you guys weren't here, giving me something to talk about, even if it's the mundane of the world. Hope I'm providing that calm and pub-like environment, maybe. Where you just sit down and chatting with someone you met. Or a friend at the pub. But yes, usually my streams, always Thursday and Sunday, or... Thanks for the inspiration as always. I did see a Twitter notification come up, so I think you must have drawn something, didn't you? I'll have to go look. Did I actually forget to... I forgot to post that. I forgot to post one of my... Oops, oh dear. I've just seen the picture. That's good. I might just pop that up on stream. I'll save the picture. Pop it up on the stream. That's very good. That is very good. Add a source. Barna art 2. Got that wrong. Bloody thing. There we are. There's card boxes. Little piece of fan art. Thank you for that card box. Nice little Twitter. Me living the truest and greatest life that I always seem to be living in this bloody game. There we are. Living the life. Truly is how I feel when I get killed by those bloody things. I walk into a group of them like, oh, that's it. It's time to lie down and die. Got that out of the way. But yes, this Sunday, unfortunately, speaking of Thursday and Sunday, when I always stream at night time for Australians or early in the morning for you Americans, I'm being eaten by those little hand things that were in this game. Things that I've consistently died to every single time they've appeared. My weakness, my kryptonite. The molesting detached hands of people on this bloody mining ship. But yes, this Sunday unfortunately will only be an hour-long stream, maybe an hour and a half if I push it. But unfortunately I'm a bit busy leading straight up to when I'd normally stream at 7. So, the swarm, apparently. Ah, I see. Makes sense. But yes, I have something all the way up to 7 o'clock that day. Oh yes, the anti-gravity plates, I did die to them a few times. So on Sunday, keep going, but I guess Sunday, I'll probably be starting at 8, an hour later than I normally do. And I may be a bit more low energy, I'll have a bit of work to do, unfortunately, beforehand. Got a bit of work to do all the time, unfortunately. Busy man. But yes, I'll be starting a bit later. I've been trying to keep it at 7 or 7:15 or 7:30, but this will definitely be at 8 o'clock. Or I don't know what it is in America. I only know that some places in America it's 15 hours behind, so... Oop. An ambo nearby. Hey there. Other than that, I think I had a very good time. I keep forgetting... I wonder if I should do that whole YouTuber thing. Is there a time and age knows? When you bloody want to, mate. I believe it's 65. I'm a few years off. But getting there, it's running up on me quick. Blink and I'll miss it. But I know that it's quite difficult to retire still. It's getting harder and harder, unfortunately. Because, you know, some people can't retire because they don't have enough retirement funds. 14 behind you. So, at 6 AM, I suppose, will be on Sunday. And it will be on Sunday. Not like when I do those morning streams. Well, for me, morning streams, or evening streams for you on Tuesday. Which I will see how it goes, but I may not be doing it next week either. 7 AM now. Oh, it's... Yes, almost 9, so yes, 14. Yes, it is 14. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to do a Tuesday stream this week either. I've just decided to get a bit busy. It is almost 9 PM here, so you were right about the 14. So Tuesday will also likely, unfortunately, be quiet. I'll try to do a bit more posting on Twitter and the like. Oh, your mother lives in West Virginia, does she? But you live in Australia, I believe, Uber, from what you've talked about. But yes. Life's a bit busy, but hopefully I'll be back to my 3 days a week. After this coming Tuesday. Queensland and Australia, it's strange. But yes, other than that, Sunday... 8 PM AEST, Australian Eastern Standard Time. And that's all, I think. I will try and see if I can't do something for Tuesday, but I am busy. Unfortunately, I can't get that video up. Oh, I should ask. Have anyone ever seen that video? That I posted up? What? It's a bit of an experiment for a more longer form of video. Yes, you did. How'd everyone enjoy it, for those who did watch it? I know a few here watched it. Good old card box representative of the chat and commenting. I saw your comment. Yes, I'll have a few more improvements I'll add to my next few things, but make some of the pictures stay for a bit longer on the screen. But otherwise, do give your criticisms if you think there was something that was a bit annoying or a bit fiddly. So post if I haven't watched it. It's probably good for you. You'll finally be able to catch up on all that wonderful time I had during Resident Evil 1. It's the first Resident Evil stream turned into a 14-minute video. So, edit together by yours truly. Learning as I go. A few things I'll improve. Probably add more character to the... I just use the basic text for most of my text work, so we'll see. I have the second Resident Evil stream edited down, but it's very long. It's 20 minutes. Good God, editing takes a long time. The editing down already takes 2 hours. I thought this old dog could still learn a few new tricks, and so here I am, learning some. Took a while to edit though. Custom text 1. Yes, I'm thinking of it. I probably will add a bit more personality to this text after this. I'll be adding things, like I'll probably... You see, I'm white mainly with blue. So the white was okay for text. But maybe I'll add some blue outline or something like that. I'll have to figure it out. We'll see. Because it has to be readable text. You want this text to be very easily readable, otherwise it'll disturb the pacing of the video, because I'll have to pause to read the bloody stuff. You have to make it very striking, and the white worked a lot of the time, because a lot of times it was quite dark and grungy. But, other than the vicissitudes of editing and learning an entirely new skill, you thought you would never have to learn. I scoffed at learning that sort of thing, but here I am. Stranger things, I suppose. Stranger things and stranger times. White text with a blue outline. That's what I was thinking. You're reading my mind, Ruski. Reading my mind. I should quote retweet that, actually. Assistant. If nothing else. But yes. Other than that, I'll post that up afterwards. Good night. Sweet dreams. Bloody hell, watch out for those little spidery hand bastards. They'll get you in your sleep if you're not careful. Good night.